This is Charles Wagner with the Audio Bros podcast. I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on how to get your drums from Midi files to audio files using Toontrack Superior Drummer. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to write a song with Midi drums. We've already done that, and then you're going to edit that drum or that Midi drum track for velocity changes and dynamics, so it's not going to sound like a machine gun or a program drummer, or there's a whole separate program on that. But once we have our drum track, what we're going to do is export this to a Midi file. So I'm going to take my file here. I'm going to click on my drum track. I'm going to right click and choose Export Midi. And that is going to pull up this Export Midi settings thing here. Apply real-time properties. Yes. Okay. And we're going to put them in here as drums. Okay. Now that we have our drums, we're going to go to our Superior Drummer now. Now you can see there's nothing down here. Do make sure that you are starting on bar 1. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to unclick on Follow Host, because in order to bounce down audio drum tracks, we need to do this independently in the plugin and not be plugged to our DAW. Okay, so now to get the MIDI tracks in here, you can either drag the MIDI file over, so you can have like a Finder open and you can drag them in, or you can just click on Track and you can just click on Import MIDI file, and we're going to choose our file here, and we're going to choose this file because this is our edited file that we've done. And then we have our drum track, and this is how we know we have our drum track. So there you go. Sounds pretty good so far, if I don't say so myself. Okay, so here's our kit. We have a nice little custom kit that I've put together here using the Death and Darkness plugin kit. It's one of my favorite kits from Toontrack. If you don't have it, highly recommend it. I also highly recommend the Rock Foundry and the Progressive Foundry as well, because of the different stacking types of things that you can do with the sample libraries there, and they all work really well with one another. Okay, so we got our drums. Now we've got to mix our drums. That's a whole separate deal. At this point, if you're not using the out-of-the-box mixers, then you'll have to go ahead and mix the drums in the box. Toontrack provides a phenomenal way to create kind of like a sub-drum bus within a drum bus. It's kind of like a drum bus within a drum bus. Basically, this is all your kit hits right here. And you can either bounce this down to a drum bus as is. I think in 99% of scenarios, especially for demoing purposes, that's what you'll have to do. But in a scenario that I'm in, which is you need to have something ready for publishing or broadcast, or it's going to be picked up by a major label, you're going to want to go ahead and take these instruments out to audio files to send to a professional mix master engineer. So that's what we're going to do here. Okay, so now we've got our drums mixed in the box. We've got our MIDI tracks ready to go. What we're going to do now is go ahead and export song as audio files. Again, make sure that the Follow Host button is not clicked. We're going to export this song, and in this instance, we're going to take track 1, which is our track that we have that has all of our MIDI files in it. We're going to do sound quality at 24-bit. We're going to not enable bounce loop area because we're not doing any bounce loops. And you can adjust the gain on these as well if you need gain staging. So far, I'm just going to leave them as is. Nothing's really clipping right now. So then you can bounce microphone channels. You can bounce each microphone channel pre-mixer. And we're not going to do that. It's going to be fine just as is. And we're not going to force enable all bleed because that's ridiculous. We're just going to have the bleed on the instruments that we've already mixed. And then we're just going to click bounce. And that's going to bring up a file we want to bounce to. We're going to go ahead and choose our file or our stem location, click open, and now we're bouncing our track. And again, what this is doing is it's bouncing down every single track that we have on our kit, which in this instance is a pretty significant drum kit, and bouncing that down to audio files that you can share with your engineer. All right, and our bounce has finished, as you can see. We're going to go ahead and click OK. Nope, don't need to bounce again. And what we'll do, let me go ahead and just pull up the Finder here. and we will go to our drive, and we can go in and see that all of our items, our drums, everything has been bounced down into the file here. So if you found this tutorial useful and useful for your needs, definitely hope it helped. And of course, if you're interested in more tips and tricks, audio engineering tricks, and things related to home engineering, home audio engineering, go ahead and check out the Audio Bros podcast. We stream every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it would be basically just listen to folks' mixes from other folks, and we also are there to give good advice. We have guests on periodically from the music industry, and it's a good time overall. So, all right, thanks everybody. I hope you've enjoyed it, and go ahead and click like and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this. Take care.